be calling you a radical. So, NFL draft, NFL draft, NFL draft, NFL draft. Graduation here. So, I'm going to send this to Rashid, who's the most underrated, underpaid player in the NFL. Undrafted, and this is for all you young players, especially players here at Weber State. 5 guys in the NFL off one team. Skattebo. Everybody's got their eyes on him. Where's he going to go? He played on this field. He's the guy that ended Jade Hill's really run. He's the guy that did it. Another player from here that's done the same thing as Skattebo. Skattebo played for Sac State, who was picked dead last. Arizona State. Abraham Williams, the same game. Skattebo and him in the same game. I wrote one of the marquee games in the history of this field. That's saying a lot. So, Sac State, Weber State's great G Hill program, which put 5 guys in the NFL off one team. All of them undrafted but one. We'll talk about that. So, they were packed in for that great Sac State team. Skattebo. Boom, boom, just grind it out. In the rain, cold. Abraham Williams popped his 5th. You heard me right, 5th. As a freshman, 5 touchdown kickoff returns, including that one. 4 of them over 100 yards. Yeah, you heard me right. He's at New Mexico now. So is Bankston from here. A bunch of players. So for you young players, remember when Deion Sanders used to go off about the NFL colluding against this level of football, which it's so true, but so Weber State here, the J Hill, these are guys that got one scholarship offer in the country. TJ, Tron Johnson, 0-star recruit out of high school. Highest paid nickelback in the history of the NFL. He went way late in the draft. Jonah Williams, undrafted. He's with the Saints now. What a player. Winston Reed, he plays for the Cleveland Browns, undrafted. All these guys are one scholarship offer in the country. Opeta, Stansbury High School. I believe he's playing for Tampa Bay. And then the greatest of them all, the most underpaid, underrated player in the NFL today, no doubt in my mind, Rashid Shaheed. He's not just all speed. He's got the best hands ever. He right now has 2 historic NFL records. Catches per attempt, he has the highest ratio in the history of the NFL right now. Yards per catch, I think he has the highest in the history of the NFL right now. You know, he's finally got he's been playing on the practice squad. He'll be a free agent after this year, but I think he got 5.3 this year. He's the most underpaid. So, this is for all you young players. Now, Weber State got a couple players possible. Yeah, but the beast, Bailey, that dude is a specimen. Woo! If you can ever get him in control, look out. He's got a chance in the draft or practice squad. And then, of course, Sharp. Great wide receivers. I always say Sharp is smooth. But I want to talk about this because of this level of football. Who's the greatest wide receiver in the history of football? You know what I'm going to say. Bob Hayes. I'm a Bob Hayes. But we know unarguably it's Jerry Rice. It's unarguable. A lot of people consider him the greatest player in the history of the NFL. He played at this level of football. Who's the greatest running back if you take their college career and their NFL career and combine it? A lot of people say Jim Brown. Yeah. It's got to be Tony Dorsett. I think it's Tony Dorsett. I think it's unarguable. But what about Walter Payton? Get in the band. He didn't play high school football. He was in the band. Paid very little. He played at this level of football. You're talking 2 of the greatest players in the history of the league. Played at this level of football. I think Rashid's going to be one of those guys. Well, he's on his way. I mean, what a story his is. So, every time the NFL draft comes around, because, you know, I was given 2 months to live with leukemia in 2011. Spend all that time in the bone marrow transplant. I mean, that's a 1% AML leukemia. Every time the NFL draft comes around, especially post my cancer, I get real emotional thinking about it. Because I always think of Ernie Davis, #1 pick, Syracuse. Right after he got drafted, not feeling well, played with AML leukemia. University of Syracuse, which, by the way, the place is contaminated. So I worked right here, the #1 school of business in the country. Ran that show, got railroaded, but Kyle Madsen, who I worked with, and his wife, University of Syracuse, both died of cancer, young. But anyway, back to Skattebo here on this field. So they had to grind the clock out. If we would got the ball back, I think they could have beat him, and they're stacking the box. 4 yards, 6 yards. They couldn't stop him. They could not stop him. That was the end of the Jay Hill era. It really was the great. And this is turning into, it's going to be running back you this year. There's some players here. We got some serious speed here. It's going to be a fun year for football here. It's going to be, we have a young back named Godley. He was a freshman last year. He was outstanding. And I misspoke. Sylvester's not from Vegas. Sylvester's from Long Beach. He looks really good. And then Major Givens, San Diego speedster. And then, of course, Bird Butler. So they're going to be loaded at back. Really loaded at back. Why has Rashid got such great hands? Watch Kevin Lynch flipping that soup can for all those years. So for all you young players, just remember, the NFL draft's not what it's cracked up to be. The practice squad.
See ya.
They're doing a light show here for graduation. Let me show you. Well, I'll let these guys back out. I'm parked next to them. Let them back out. So, graduation's tomorrow. We got that beautiful San Diego weather going here today. Oh boy, oh boy. They're going to do a live show. They put the W up on the mountain, which I'm totally against. I don't even know how they legally pulled that off. But they're going to do a drone show here tomorrow night, blah, 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 blah. But, so, for all you young players that play in this division of football, the Big Sky is all that. It's the best cup secret in there. Yeah, Cooper Kupp played in this level of football. There's a really famous picture. Ron Johnson diving, that's when I knew what he was. Cooper Kupp used to score 4 or 5 touchdowns. He went to a local school, by the way. So did Skattebo. So, we'll be interested in, so, #1 pictures you don't do so well. The first round pictures you don't do so well. Well, you know, you could just go over and over. What was Tom Brady, 199th? You can go over and over. But nowadays it's practice squad. Just get your foot in the door, you know, and Rashid Shaheed has shown the way. I believe Abraham Williams, he's a 4-3 guy. He's something else. He broke his arm up at Idaho last year. So New Mexico, I'm going to be a Lobo fan this year. Because Bankston's there. He's outstanding back. And then, of course, Frankie Edwards, the DB. But Abraham Williams, which I call Thunder. Because when Rashid played here, I called him Lightning. Why Lightning? When Rashid played here, they played at the University of Utah. He ran the kickoff back right off the get. The first kick to Weber, and Lightning stuck the booth. Literally struck the tower, knocked the game out for an hour and a half. Whittingham shitting down both legs, and so I started calling him Lightning. But what comes after Lightning? Thunder. Abraham Williams ran 5 in 1 year. One got called back, but I still count it. Well, Rashid got the one called back in. on his birthday in San Diego. I still have that video. I got to dig it out and find it. So, where will Skattebo go? By the way, what's his name that broke all the pick six record for the Cowboys? He got an interception on that field. I don't know why the Big Sky doesn't advertise it more. Take your NIL money and stick it up your ass. You think about the NIL, I think NIL money is a disaster. I don't think it's going to be. I think it already is. Think about the University of Utah before they started doing all the NIL money. They were way better. The NIL money ruined the University of Utah. I think it's going to ruin BYU basketball. You know, they forked out $7 million to one player and $3 to. The Big Sky should advertise, hey, we'll take players. We don't have a bunch of NIL money, bling, 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 you know, and I hope Weaver doesn't try to go there. I think it'd be a big, big mistake. We want hungry players. We want players that nobody wants. Like Rashid, Shaheed. Like Jonah Williams. Like Opeta. Like the great Winston Reed. By the way, who's the greatest running back to ever play here? Josh Davis? Way up there. Trevon Smith. He should have been an NFL superstar. Got some brain injuries. Just 5,000 yards. Beat to death in a jail cell by 2019. That's, you know, I have a real Trevon Smith jersey, game-worn jersey. You know, I'll be wearing it all year. I don't know why we don't have patches on our uniforms here for the great Steve Klauke, who did the play-by-play for here, football and basketball. He's the greatest play-by-play person in the history of the state of Utah ever, besides Hot Rod Hundley. So he was tragically killed in a pedestrian auto accident last year. It's really heartbreaking. So anyway, bunch of talent. Noah, who's a speedster. Carr, I call him Silent J. But we have a really great young running back here named Godley, who's fantastic. He'll be the star here. So, going at it. Where will he go in the draft? So against that W on the mountain, I thought it's Forest Service property. I don't know how they pulled it off. It's going to do a drone show here tomorrow. I don't think they're going to have that ready to light up. So let's walk over here. By the way, we got our radio station back. We bought it back. That's the old tower. I did the play-by-play. Yeah, it's not going to be 88.1 the beat. I think it's going to be 94.7. But we got it back, which is a big deal. So when you're putting Trevon Smith's name up there, Jamie Martin's coaching here now. He's helping. I think it's going to help him tremendously, tremendously. So you young players, you can make it from this division of football. Ask Jerry Rice. Ask Walter Payton. Ask Rashid Shaheed. Ask Teron Johnson. I mean, the Big Sky should be, we're celebrating that. We'll take players nobody wants. We're not giving you a bunch of money. You come here and fight your ass off and, you know, show up at a practice squad and go kick their ass like Rashid did. Rashid Shaheed is the most underrated, underpaid player in the NFL, period. It's unarguable. It's absolutely unarguable. Unarguable. So, where will Skattebo go? How will he do in the NFL? I think he'll be great in the NFL. I really do. And it really doesn't matter where you go. Me and Beast Bailey were talking. That's the other day. You know, he's got his agent. He's a special. Woo! He's one of those. He says, the NFL draft's overrated. And I says, yeah, just get your foot in the door. So, who's the greatest running back in the history of football if you take college and NFL combined? Well, I think it's Tony Dorsett. I mean, that was one. I mean, look what he did at Pitt. Pitt was a horrible football team. Horrid. I don't think they had a winning season in 10 years. They were horrible. Look what he turned into. National champion. Great one guy. Goes to the Cowboys and just right off the get Super Bowl champion. Should have been the second year, but whew. I always think Ernie Davis every time the NFL draft comes around. He was the #1 pick. I think I was given 2 months to live with this disease. So we'll see what happens. But for all you guys that play at this division of football, it's the best cup secret in sport is Big Sky football. I'm telling you. We'll see how that Big Sky coach does down in New Mexico because I'm a Lobo fan this year. I'm a big fan of Bankston and huge fan of Abraham Williams. So, of course, my favorite player ever, I love Trevon Smith. Love Trevon Smith. Over 5,000. Yes. Yeah, you heard me right. Something else here. You know, injuries to his head. I always thought he'd be in the NFL, so did he. You know, but couldn't overcome it. Beat to that in jail cell. We should, you know, his number name. Rashid's will go up there. I don't know if he'll go with number 8 or it'll be 22. But so where will Skattebo go? Don't matter. Get him on the field. He'll get drafted. He played on this field. So all you players that play at this level, you think, oh no, who's the greatest wide receiver in history? Bob Hayes? It's got to be Jerry Rice. He played at this level. Cooper Kupp played at this level. How about, he's a future Hall of Famer. How about Walter Payton? He played at this level. But Shaheed's going to be one of those guys. No doubt he's on his way. So very interesting to see if he stays in New Orleans this year. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year, and he's going to get the giant money. So who's the greatest running back in the history? Jim Brown of football, period? It's Tony Dorsett. So, but a lot of people argue with you and say, no, it's Walter Payton. He played at this level. So be interested. I'm really interested in Skattebo. I got to tell this story because my two grandsons were running around in that game. 2 little wild maniacs in the rain with no shoes on. I don't know where they got this sign. Got this big defensive sign. They swiped it somewhere and had everybody signing it. You know, all the Weber State players. I was looking at it the other day, and they got Skattebo's signature on there. This is what they don't even know who he was. Oh, we were over talking to the SAC players, you know, after the game. Whatever, got a few of them to sign it. We're talking about playing video games. So we'll see where Skattebo goes, but I think he's going to be a great NFL player. I'd freaking grab him. Doesn't matter if you go the first or the second round. Really don't matter. If you go first, second round, all that matters is you get an invite to the practice squad. Go talk to Rashid Shaheed. Stay in tune.